What's going on, everybody? Jason here, and today I've got this nice looking 2021 Ram 1500 Warlock. So if you're not familiar, this is based off of the Classic SLT package, which you can either get the SLT or, which is this one, the Warlock edition. This actually used to be the older generation of the 1500 Rebel. Now, of course, the Rebels have the new body style, and this has become the Warlock. So if you do decide to pick the Warlock package instead of just a normal SLT package, what you'll get on this particular one is the black front and rear bumpers, where on the SLTs you'll only get the chrome bumpers. Also, you'll get the black ram head badging on the rear tailgate, and then of course you got your 20-inch black wheels, which look absolutely beautiful, along with all black badging around the truck. Also, you'll get rear park assist, and you'll get raised height on these because obviously they are kind of meant for off-roading. They have that aggressive look and all of that. So let's start off in the front of this beauty. You can see you do get tow hooks on the bottom. Now this is with the protection group. You also will get with this the skid plates and all of that stuff. You can get it without it, but I think it looks much better with this. Also in the front, you've got your fog lights at the bottom, and then you've got your daytime running lights. Now these are the normal halogen lights, but you have this nice LED type looking white bar daytime running light, which looks really cool. And then of course you can't forget about the iconic mustache looking front end with the Ram badging right there. And this front end will look very close to looking like a Rebel, but obviously it is a fine tune on the Rebel, but this one still looks very nice. And also with the Warlocks, you do get the sports performance hood, which looks really cool, but it is not functional with these vents. Of course, I wish it was. And you also get this nice decal that you can also get on the hood and on the rear saying Warlock. And as for the side view, like I've shown you and mentioned, the black wheels, which I'll cover in a second, you can see from the side in this color, this is a hydro blue color, which looks really nice, especially with everything being blacked out. Now, of course, you get the standard side mirrors. These are power mirrors, so you will just get them in black. And of course, you have your Ram 1500 Classic black badging as well. As for the wheels, like I mentioned, these are 20-inch black wheels, which, you can either get these ones or you can get the all-terrain ones in a different package. So they will look a little bit different than this. I prefer these ones, but hey, you have options of having either or. The other wheels, if you do choose them, they will be 18 inches compared to this one, which are 20s. Now, as I was mentioning the decal on the hood, this is the other decal that you get, which is the Warlock decal on both sides. And on the rear, you do get standard, just the normal tail lights, which still look good. And on the rear bumper, you do have your integrated, like I mentioned, the rear park assist system. Over on the bottom, you do have a hitch that you can get, and then of course your plugs and whatnot if you do need to use your trailer and stuff like that. And as for the towing, that all depends on which engine type you choose, whether it be the V6 or the V8, and then also what kind of axle ratio you choose. So for example, on the V6s, you can get the 3.21, 3.55, and the 3.92 axle ratio. If you're not upgrading to the 355 or the 392, the standard with these trucks is the 3.21, which will tow a little over 4,300 pounds, and your payload will be about 1,600 pounds. If you do opt out for the V8 Hemi engine, you can only choose from the standard 3.21 or the 3.92. The 3.55 rear axle is only available with the V6s. And because this truck does have the 3.55 axle ratio, this is the upgraded one that this one has, not the standard. So with this 3.55, you can tow a little over 7,400 pounds, and your payload will be the same, about 1,600 pounds. So like I mentioned, with the Ram head in black, this is what I was talking about. This is all blacked out, and you also get the blacked out 4x4 badging. Now, on some of the trucks, you'll notice if you do end up choosing like the Ram Classic ST with the Express package, I believe it is, you'll get the Ram lettering itself, but these ones have the actual Ram head. And then of course, your tailgate handle does have the, traditional built-in backup camera. And opening up the tailgate, this is not the dampened tailgate, so be careful when you do open it up if you do decide to choose a Warlock. From the factory, you do not get a spray-in liner. You can, however, add it if you are ordering your truck, or you can add it aftermarket. This one does have the LED bed lighting on both sides, which you can control from here on and off. And of course, just like any other truck, you have 4 built-in tow hooks on all 4 corners. Also, as an optional upgrade, you can get a power sliding rear window. If you don't choose that, it will just be one solid window back. And as for the key, very traditional key to the other trucks that I've shown you. When it comes to the Classic, you've got your panic button up top, unlock, lock, remote start, and then your Ram logo right at the bottom there. And to hear what this V6 sounds like, you're gonna double tap, give it a second, and the beast comes to life. Now, like I mentioned, this is the 3.6 liter V6 engine. You can also get the 5.7 Hemi V8 engine option if you like, but with this particular one, the V6, you're gonna get 305 horsepower with 269 foot-pound of torque. If you upgrade to the Hemi, your horsepower is gonna go to 395, and then your foot-pound of torque is gonna be 410. And if we enter the rear of the truck, this is very traditional to, you know, other trucks that I've shown you, just a little bit different. You've got kind of like a hard leather feel all around here. You've got this nice aluminum silver finishing, and then a leather piece that goes along here, and then this handrest right here with the silver stitching, white stitching, whatever you want to call it. You got a little bit of room here, and then of course you've got more room down there, and then your speaker system right here. Now, this is the upgraded 9 Alpine speaker system. If you do not choose that, you'll just get the normal 6 speakers from the factory. As for the rear seats, all of these seats in the Warlock package only come with cloth seats. I'll mention in the front, you can either get the bench seating or the console seating, which I'll show you in a second. But for the rear seats, this is comfortable, obviously. Even though it's just cloth seats, they're still very comfy. In the middle here, you've guessed it, 2 cup holders for the rear, of course. And if those weren't enough, you've got 2 more at the front here, right underneath the middle seat. As for the seats themselves, these 2 fold up all the way on both sides, and then you kind of have a flat bottom tray, or whatever you want to say, that goes all along here, and of course on that side. So you can put stuff in here if you don't want to in your bed, or if you have a pet that you want to carry around, you can place them right here in their cage, or you can just let them run freely. And of course, behind the driver and passenger seat, you do have a little bit of storage to put whatever you want. And then right in the center here, you've got a nice Ram logo with the venting on both sides and a 12-volt adapter right there. Also, as an optional upgrade, you can get in-floor storage bins in the rear, so you do have a little bit of room to put whatever you need to, which is kind of cool. And if you want to, you can actually just take them out and clean them or whatever you want to. Heading over to the front driver's side, again, it's the same layout as the rear doors. You've got this hard leather here, more leather, silver aluminum trim there, leather all along here with the silver white stitching, some storage, more storage here with the cup holders, and then speaker over here for your Alpine system, and then of course your window controls, and then this is for your power folding mirrors, which is very convenient if you're going to tight spaces. And for the actual front seats, again, they are fully clothed out, but you've got these nice bolsters on the sides which kind of hold you in place. But like I was mentioning in the rear, for your front section, you can either get bench seating, or you can get the seating with the center console like this one has. So you have 2 options, and the driver's side is power adjustable, whereas the passenger side is manual adjustable. Over at the bottom, nothing too fancy, just your foot pedals, and then you've got your parking brake here, and then to release it, you're gonna pull this. And in the center here, you've got your hood latch release. Right above that, you've got your lighting controls for the front, and then your fog lights, and then this is for the rear bed at the back, and then your dimmer right here. Your steering wheel is manual adjustable. And when you enter into the Warlock, you've got this huge dashboard. Obviously this is plastic, and then you've got your speaker here, and in the center there it says Alpine system, and then you've got another speaker in that corner down there. And as for the center gauge cluster in front of the driver, there's a bunch of little things going on. You can see a bunch of little circles right here. It tells you different things, obviously. So it's very convenient. You don't have to flick through a bunch of different options to go through it. It's just right in front of you. However, if you do want to flick through some options, as there is some, you can go ahead and do that just by with these buttons on the steering wheel. So you can see here, you can see your speed, tire pressure, and all of that stuff. So you can actually have, you know, different things in front of you if you don't want to just stare at one thing, which is kind of cool to have. As for the steering wheel, this is kind of like a leather wrap wrapped steering wheel in a way, and then you've got this nice kind of like a brushed aluminum silver bezeling that goes all the way around the steering wheel, which looks really cool. You've got your Bluetooth controls and then your center gauge controls for the center screen here. You've also got your gear selector up and down, and then your cruise control settings right here, and then a shiny bright silver Ram logo right there. To the left, you've got indicators for your high beams and all that stuff, and then of course you've got your windshield wipers and whatnot. And this particular one does have the key, which you have to physically insert and turn on the truck, but I believe you can get push to start as well as an option if you want. In the center here, you've got this nice leather huge handrest, and then you've got the nice massive Ram logo again right on there, which looks really cool. If you go ahead and open up the first section, you've got a decent amount of room to put a decent sized tablet or phone or whatever, and you also get USB ports inside and the auxiliary port as well. So really cool. You can just tuck everything away, or you can open up the main section, which again has more decent amount of room, and you can put more stuff in here as well. In front of that, you've got this massive center storage area. You got 2 cup holders on the side, and then some more room over here with another 12-volt adapter, and then you've got a phone holder here. It can actually hold 2 phones, so one here and one on this side. And up above that, you've got a little bit more space, so you don't have, you know, limited space in this truck. There's a ton of space to put whatever you need to. Above that, you've got buttons here for different things. Of course, this does have the heated seats, so you've got the driver heated seats, heated steering wheel, and then the passenger heated seats. This button right here is for your parking sensors for the rear, which I showed you built into the rear bumper. You've got your tow haul mode and traction control right here. Right above that, you've got controls just like any other truck or vehicle for your heating and cooling that you can control from there or from your actual screen. Also, you do have another 115 volt plug up front, and then a little bit of storage right there. And then right next to that, you've got your gear selector knob, which is very common nowadays. And then you've got your off-road stuff, 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel lock, low, and all of that stuff. And finally, to the screen, this is your Uconnect 8.4-inch touchscreen. Now, this does come standard with this, because if you do go into the options, you are required to get an optional package called the Electronics Convenience Group, which will give you built-in Google Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, and of course this 8.5-inch touchscreen, and then Sirius XM, and then you also get the dual control as well for the heating and cooling. But if you do want to get an extra option, which will take this one a little bit further, you can get built-in navigation. That's an extra option that you can get, and then that way you can get the 8.5-inch touchscreen and then have a button here which will have the built-in navigation, or you can just have this and use the navigation off of your Apple phone or Google phone. Also, with getting the heated seats and heated steering wheel, that's part of your, which is also required, which will give you the auto dimming mirror, leather steering wheel, which I mentioned, and then your exterior mirrors with the turn signals, LED bed lighting, and then you also get, like I mentioned, in the back in storage bins, and the power folding mirrors, which I showed you. So with the touchscreen, it's very similar to any other Ram 1500 truck and all of that stuff. It's, you know, basically the same thing, whether you get the 8.5-inch or the 12-inch. The options on it are pretty much the same. So you've got your media, which gives you AM, FM, and Sirius XM. You've got your climate right here, which you can control through here, heating and cooling, or of course down here. You've got your controls right there, which will give you driver side heated seats, heated steering wheel, and passenger side heated seats. And then of course you can dim your rear view mirror from there, and then you can go through your backup camera and just see it from there. If we exit out through here, you can also go through the controls through your settings, and then you can go through apps over here, the next button, and then go through whatever you need to. Your phone settings if it is connected, and then again back to your settings here, which you can fine tune. And above all of this, you've got your rear view mirror, of course, with assist and SOS, and this is dimmable like I mentioned. Up above, you've got your garage door control things if you want to control your garage from here, and then this button here is for your rear power sliding window. On these Warlocks, you can actually get a power sunroof as well as an option, and then of course you will have your tilt and all of that stuff here. Coming over to the passenger side here, again you can see these nice looking cloth seats, and you got some room in here in your glove department. Not too much, but a decent amount to put small little things. But if that's not enough, then you can open this up and have a little bit more room. You know, if you're full down here, you can just stuff some more stuff in there. And here's the window sticker for the 2021 Ram 1500 Warlock. You can see here the exterior features and all of that, and then your standard features, and then your upgraded features, which this obviously has a ton of. Like I mentioned, the protection group, which gives you the front tow hooks, skid plates, and all of that stuff, and a bunch more. This one actually has the 3.55 axle ratio, and all of that good stuff. So a ton of features that you can jam pack into this, and it's not a bad price. Now keep in mind, this is in Canadian, so this will be minus any dealer discounts and any manufacturing discounts, so it will be less than this. And that's it for this beautiful 2021 Ram 1500 Warlock. Let me know in the comments down below, do you love this truck or do you hate this truck?